Assalamu alaikum everyone. So sorry for ta'khir. We were supposed to start at 2, but
we're Sudanese.
We're Sudanese. 2 means 3. If anyone just keep coming at 2 so that we actually start at 3. So welcome. Thank you guys for everyone for coming. The majority of you guys are the first time coming to Shabab Talk. This is our 3rd one. Right? Yeah, this is our 3rd one. My name is Sarah, by the way, from Hamilton. The premise of Shabab Talk basically is literally just to have an informal get-together for Shabab once a month, literally just that, just to talk about whatever is happening in our societies, in Sudan and here, whatever the case may be, just to kind of just bring us together, regardless of what city we're from, what age we are, whatever we're doing in our lives, just one time to come together and kind of just talk about whatever we want to talk about. The first one that we talked about, the first Shabab Talk was about the revolution in Sudan, that was like the main thing that was happening at the time. So we found that was the most appropriate topic. Last week, a few of us were here last week, we kind of just discussed kind of the issues of the Sudanese Canadian diaspora and like how we kind of identify our
how do you identify as a Sudanese Canadian or
exactly
whatnot?
Yeah, so how you navigate your identity within Sudan and in Canada and stuff like that, and how we can go forward. And then this week, I want to kind of maybe leave it a little more fluid, not too strict to a topic. We can kind of talk about anything. This is informal, whatever you want to say, whatever we want to talk about, it can go free flow. But the topic this one was building our legacy as Sudanese youth. In a sense, and young professionals, in a sense of where do we want to go from here and in the future. Like mashallah, a lot more of us are coming into this country. We have a lot of more newcomers and a lot more immigrants that are coming in. So where do we want to take ourselves as Sudanese youth and young professionals, and where do we want to go from here, and what do we want our names and our identities to be labeled as going forward. So if we could maybe just go around the room, quick introduction, your name, maybe what city you're from, and then we can kind of start the program.
Since we have a lot of new faces.
Yeah, we have a lot of new faces,
like,
so I'm really excited, yeah.
So, should we start from here? Go ahead.
Yeah. So, hi, my name is Aya, and I'm from Niagara Falls.
I'm Sarah again, from Hamilton.
Asid from Niagara.
Saleh from Hamilton.
Abdul from Hamilton.
Marwan Girar from Hamilton.
Ahmed, Hamilton.
Roeda, Oakville.
Aya from Milton.
Neda, Mississauga.
Nabra, Scarborough.
Marwa from Kitchener.
Mona from Kitchener.
Ahmed, originally Hamilton, but now Toronto.
Jalal, Hamilton.
Nice, very nice. It's really nice to see like people from all over the place. Like we were usually just kind of concentrated within Hamilton and like the Niagara, St. Catharines region.
Yeah.
I know there are still a few more people coming. They're on the road. I'm assuming just with the weather, they're just coming a little later, but I'm sure they'll be here soon. So to kind of start off, there's been a lot of things that are happening in Sudan lately, as you guys can see. And for
Since
those
December,
of you, since December 18th. And I'm assuming all of you guys have these on your chairs. There is an event called Al-Hosh. It's a fundraising event. We all have to be there. So we all have to be there. Like it's wajib alaykum. You guys all have to be there. Do you want to talk about it with or anyone?
Yeah. So basically, we're hosting an event. It's like a coffee house where we have performers and stuff like that, and we'll also have merchandise to sell and stuff like that. And you guys it's $10, pretty cheap, and then come in and you watch performances, all that stuff, and then you'll have a chance to kind of buy merch. And food and
that's important.
Yeah,
And raffles.
Yeah.
You can win something.
Oh yeah, we're raffling something
Yeah.
off too.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
And all proceeds are going to the families.
In which city?
Sorry, it's in Toronto.
Toronto.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
I think that's like to go back on what I was saying about like building our legacy as Sudanese youth. This is what it is. You know what I mean? It's seeing how we're here. We're privileged. We have our we've lived our lives here and we've taken whatever we could from this country and now we're giving back, and that's what we kind of want to discuss throughout. But for the first bit of the conversation, maybe we can talk about let's just talk about Sudan and let's just break it down. What's everyone's thoughts? What's everyone's what's going through your head? There's a lot of new things that have been happening in the past couple of days. Me and Sidahmed were just talking about it, and I know you guys were talking about it. The first Shabab Talk, we were talking about the uprising in Sudan, but subhanAllah, from what it was to what it is now, it's completely changed. So if we want to just go around, again, free flow, just talk whenever you want to talk kind of thing. It's not formal or anything.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about what you were saying with your dad? Maybe we could start that conversation.
That could be in the middle.
In the middle?
Yeah, see,
That has a little
my
too much
mind,
passion?
honestly, that has a lot of passion, yes, but my mind, honestly, right now is directed towards the talented Sudanese like artists that came out and did a lot of work. There is G Saleh, whatever his name is. There's a Tayyib Haju. Yo, that song is crazy. It's crazy. And I just have to give a quick shout out to the Hajus because they were my neighbors in Qatar. You guys are amazing. You're doing great. And keep doing you. Who else is there? There's what's that girl's name? Nadine Arubi or whatever her name is. She's from the UK. These are all people that are doing great, and I feel like that, like targeting what's going on for Sudan through the media, through your art, talent, and all that. This is great because this is what we're doing. Like right now, we're targeting it from a certain, angle, things like that. I just had to put that out there. Now you guys can go ahead and talk about what's going on for Sudan.
Back in the day, I felt really scared when the uprising started happening. I was terrified. I'm like, "Khalas, it's another Syria, it's another Libya, it's another Mosul, whatever the case might be." So I was just scared as to how it was gonna affect the lives of the people there. But now I've never been more proud of
It's amazing
to be called, to say that Ana Sudania, just to see how these people have come together. And one thing that I noticed about the Sudan uprising and the revolution that's happening compared to all the other countries is that there's not one single there's not a bunch of people trying to hold autonomy to this
it's
revolution.
everybody together.
It's just everyone together. No one's like, no, this is mine, or no, this is mine. This is my revolution. I want to defeat. It's just everyone coming together for one single cause, and that is what I love about it. And I really do think that it's gonna go well. I think it's gonna be successful, inshallah. But the past few days, it's been last week with the press conference, I'm like, oh my god, I'm stepping down. And I'm like at work, and I'm literally
there.
Yeah, I was literally looking at my screen,
And
like
then
my
the
boss probably
emergency.
think I'm
Oh my
working
God.
on a hella report, but I'm like, no, I'm really looking at it. I'm trying to see what's going on. And so I was like, Khalas is stepping down, and then he's like, nope, psych, I'm not stepping down.
Everybody, I was like, exile coming soon. Khalas, we're ready, we're good.
Everyone's
And then the
Insta
emergency
stories.
alert. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like breaking news.
Yeah, and it was kind of heartbreaking at a point.
But it's even funny that we thought he would, because he's literally held power for 30 years. You think he's gonna be like, oh yeah, no, okay, I'm gonna step down now after so we were just very optimistic.
Yeah.
That can bring me to the point of what Baba was saying about I was having a side conversation with my dad this morning, and because Mom was talking about someone she knows and how they've been given this position, really high position for Hajj. I'm not even sure. I was just eavesdropping. Anyways, بعدين قمت قلت له it doesn't make a difference. يعني حسي whoever gets a position في النهاية عمر البشير is still in power. He's not leaving. He did the emergency, whatever, staying till next year. قام قال لي you think it's all Amr al-Bashir's fault or something like that, and he was like, it's not, it's the people around him.
Right.
I was like, Kif, he's the one in power. And he was like something about how there was a leaked video of him saying "Tasgud best" because people are complaining, something like that. I was like, wow, that's crazy. That's when I thought about it, and I'm like, that makes sense. Honestly, it can't be all the blame can't all be on him.
Even if he falls or whatever, it doesn't matter. It's
They
a
don't
whole
want him to
government
lose
party,
power.
and it's the fact that they have power that whoever's in his position, if they're corrupt already, the power is what drives them, right? So long as they hold it, it doesn't really make a difference who's the head. As long as those people are surrounded, it'll still be messed up.
I think he's just a puppet. He's uneducated. He doesn't know what he's doing. It's the people around him telling him, okay, do this and do that, and just telling him what to do. Because I don't think he's actually smart enough to do these kind of things and make these kind of decisions. I think he's just taking the fall for it because he's the face for it. But I don't think he's actually
he's
the
still
one
evil,
conspiring
though.
behind it. Yeah.
Hella evil.
But it's you need to get rid of the whole government.
The whole system.
Yeah,
the whole system.
Yeah,
true.
exactly.
The whole regime.
Yeah.
Yeah, because even so once he falls, because it's gonna happen.
You gotta will it to exist.
It's
next
happening.
week.
We know
But what does that mean then for Sudan? Rebuild. You're gonna have to rebuild the whole country again. How do
And
we
who's
ensure?
gonna take his place?
Yeah, and how do you ensure that the person who takes his place this isn't gonna happen again in like 10, 20, 30 years, you know?
I think that's everyone's fear.
Yeah.
And I think that's why people let this happen for 30 years. They were scared of, okay, but what if the next thing is worse?
Yeah, it's true.
But then again, like this time, I feel like people have, or at least they're putting in more pressure into getting their voices heard about who takes his place when he does. Obviously, like we said, he is going to step down, okay? Instead of like just, you know, giving it to someone else who's في الحكومة or whatever. But yeah.
I think whoever steps in has to know that,
It's gonna be tough for them, like.
Definitely, and
like,
they know
sure.
that if they just took him down, they can take you down too. So it's like I think they have to come in with a little bit of caution, knowing that they can be overthrown in a second because we've done it before with someone that was there for 30 years. I think we can do it for you who's been there for 6 months. Like if a new person does come in, right? Like so, I think they are going to put their their best face forward for the first while. To get like used to the city or used to the country and used to like the systems of how they can rob the people of what they deserve. But yeah, it's just so the past headlines were what? He's stepping down as the ruling party lead.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay. So what does that mean?
It means he's still there.
He's still there.
He's still
Okay.
there.
He's still there.
He made a group on himself, basically.
He made a what, sir?
He made a coup on himself.
Okay. Yeah.
So he took down the former president just for him to become the president again. That's what he
It was a
did.
publicity stunt.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Oh, goodness.
Wait, do you think he did it to like tell people, like I'm gonna be here for a year, so stop protesting, like it's not gonna work, so that people can be
It's a
afraid?
publicity stunt.
Yeah.
Like next year, when it's time for him to actually step down, he won't step down.
Yeah.
And he'll pull something else.
They're
Isn't that what
trying to
he's been
buy-
doing
They're
for
trying to
time?
buy time. That's all they can have right now. Because they know they lost everything. Like outside of Sudan, inside of Sudan, they have nowhere to go.
Yeah.
Just buy time. But he's gonna die soon anyway. He's like 70 something. So he's trying to live his life.
And
You know how
thank
many
God
times
he
I went on
doesn't have
Google
kids.
and I've been checking
Thank God he doesn't have
the
any
average.
kids.
Death rate in Sudan? Like what?
No. The life expectancy was the longest you can live. ولا حاجة كده ما أعرف نسيت أنا ذاتي.
Bro, they're living in Sudan.
نسيت أنا ما أعرف ذاتي.
They're actually living pretty long now.
But yeah, I think it's just the fear of who's going to take it next. Because clearly, as Shabab Sudani, they want a democracy. They want to be able to they want to be given the chance for them to go out and vote for who they don't want him to appoint someone. Like that's not, they don't want that. They want him and his whole regime to step down so that they can go forth and then elect who they want.
But are they ready to elect?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know if Sudan's ready for that.
No, but that fear is broken now because like there is no worse than what they've been doing for 30 years. It can't get any worse than this. Like they did everything. They killed people, raped, stolen. Like they sold the entire country to foreigners. So what worse can happen?
Yeah, sure.
Like from the next government.
That's true.
Like even if you want some money, it's not gonna be worse than what these guys are doing. They killed people, millions, I think. And yeah, so that's why people are fed up. They're just like, okay, just anyone, just any change. At least that we elect the next president. It's gonna be with our hands at the end. Like at least we elected him.
Yeah,
We'll take the blame for ourselves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll take the blame.
But like 4 years even, like the elections are like the presidency is 4 years. After the next 4 years, if he doesn't work out, we'll just change him. That's the whole
That is
point.
true. That's very true.
يلا يعني في حاجه برضه هو الموضوع اصلا ما في البشير بس طبعا موضوع النظام كله يعني هسه حاليا الاسلاميين ديل اللي هم بيسموهم المؤتمر الوطني والمؤتمر الشعبي المشكله بتاعتهم انهم اقصائيين يعني هم بيقصوا اي انسان ما بيتابعهم في الايديولوجي بتاعتهم دي المشكله يعني حاليا هو البشير قال يعني المسرحيه اللي عملها دي حاليا يعني الناس حتى اللي حيجوا مثلا زي اللي اسمه احمد هارون احمد هارون يلا احمد هارون ده هو على فكره هو المتورط في المحارق اللي حصلت في دارفور يعني هو اللي كان صرح للجنجويد وسلحهم والكلام ده عنده حتى فيديو مشتهر يعني انه جيبوا حي وما عارف كان يعني حي زي دين
حي ما فرق
اي فاكلوا ني وجيبوا حي زي دي كده فهو اساسا كان يعني من المسؤولين من قتل الناس في دارفور
هو زول مطلوب في ICC اصلا
بالضبط كده ايوه هو في التوب بتاعت الليست هو عمر البشير فالموضوع ما في عمر البشير بس الموضوع في النظام كامل انه اساسا هم ناس اقصائيين وما دارين يدوا اي زول غيرهم فرصه متورطين بجرائم كثيره شديد يعني قتلوا ناس كمية وأزاحوا ناس they displaced like millions of people في دارفور. فالملفات بتاعت الجرائم يعني اللي في ظهرهم كثيرة شديد. هم ما دايرين يتخلوا عن السلطة دي بأي طريقة. حاليا بيعملوا ألاعيب كده عشان طبعا هم متحكمين في الإعلام كمان. فبيحاولوا يوروا الناس إنه أوكي نحن هسه حاليا قاعد نعمل في حاجة. حاولوا بالعنف في البداية قتلوا الناس لقوا إنه الموضوع ما بينفع في السودان. الناس طبعا ما بترضى بالذل والهوان كده. فهسه حاليا قالوا أوكي خلاص نقوم نغير اللغة بتاعت الخطاب بتاعنا. إنه أوكي نحن حاليا ما حنقتل نحن زي ما طلع اللي اسمه جوش ده برضه. يعني نظام بيحاول يغسل في وشه كده وعينه بيمتص الغضب بتاع الناس انه نحن ما حنقتلكم. بيتكلم مع اللي هو الجهاز بتاع الامن ده بيقول لهم ما تبقوا زيهم. يعني المهم كلها طبعا كلام فارغ
بيحاولوا يكسبوا له كده.
بالضبط كده. الحاجه الكويسه في الثوره دي انه الشباب بقوا واعيين للموضوع ده. يعني حاليا لو لاحظتوا من بدايه الثوره لحد اليوم ده كميه الوعي اللي حصلت في الشباب حاجه خرافيه يعني. الناس كلها بقت واعيه بالسلميه، بقت واعيه بالجرائم اللي هم كانوا بيعملوها على 30 سنه بالتعتيم الاعلامي الزمان. يعني زمان الناس بتتكلم بتقول انه الناس دارفور ده قاعد يتحرقوا قاعد يتقتلوا، ما بزول بيصدق لانه ما في اعلام. الاعلام زي ما انتم شايفين هسه كل القنوات السودانيه بالضبط كل القنوات السودانيه كلها هسه معتمه. الاعلام حاليا هو السوشيال ميديا. زمان ما كان في سوشيال ميديا. حاليا الشباب بيعرفوا اللعبه بتاعت الاسلاميين دي وبيقوا واعيين تمام. يعني بيقوا واعيين انه ده ما الاسلام. بيقول انه ده ادعاء للاسلام. يعني هم بيستخدموا الخطاب الديني ده عشان يتحكموا في الناس بالعاطفه بتاعتهم. الناس طبعا بتحب الدين والحاجات دي، هم بيستخدموا الحاجه دي عشان يصلوا بها ويمكنوا نفسهم في السلطه. فدي يعني احسن من اكثر المكاسب بتاعت الثوره دي انه الشباب انتبهوا للحته دي. الوعي كلهم بيقوا واعيين بالحته دي. الناس دول جادين بس ودايرين يعني يمسكوا بالحكم.
هم ذاتهم بقوا عارفين بانه في ثورات مضاده بيدخل فيها القوى الاقليميه، يعني زي المحور بتاع السعوديه ومصر والامارات. يعني حسوا هم ديل بقوا خاشين في الصوره بانهم يدخلوا رجل ثاني بانه يمسك السلطه. يعني بانه بقى يلموا من صلاح بوش. يعني هو حس كلنا سمعنا بانه يا اخي صلاح بوش مش عمل اجتماع مع رئيس الموساد عشان يشوفوا منو اللي بيحكم بعد عمر البشير. يعني فدي ثوره مضاده، يعني اللي هو الثورات اللي بتحصل دائما بيحاول يعني شنو يخرب الثورات بتاعت الشعوب بانهم يعملوا ثوره مضاده، يجيبوا رجل عسكري او قوه بانه تحكم البلد وتكتم الشعب. يعني زي ما حصل في مصر. يعني في مصر في النهايه هو خطف الثوره من الشعب ادوه للسيسي. يعني فدي اهم حاجه بانه يا اخي الشعب يصل يعني يوعى بانه يا اخي يمكن في اي وقت بانه شنو الثوره يخطفوه منهم بالطريقه دي. يعني ففعلا من اهم يعني الحياه اللي عملت الثوره بانه الناس بقوا واعيين بانه يعني في تمثيليه بتحصل ونحن حنرفضها باي شكل من الاشكال. فدي نقطه مهمه.
فالمصريين بعد ما الثوره بتاعتهم نجحت طبعا هو كان في انتخابات حصل انه انتخبوا مرسي. بعد شويه حصلت الثوره المضاده انهم قاموا رجعوا جابوا اللي هو اللي اسمه السيسي ده
من الجيش
كقائد بتاع الجيش، جابوه خلوه الرئيس. لما حصلت الحاجه دي في ناس قامت طلعت مظاهرات ثانيه انه ما دارين العسكر ده اللي يمسكونا. حاليا لو سمعتوا بالمصريين اللي كانوا عدموهم حاليا الشباب الصغار اللي عدموهم باحكام عسكريه دول كلهم كانوا طلعوا في الثوره المضاده ما دارين العسكر يحكموهم. فحاليا كلهم متهمين من الفتره دي شباب ما عندهم اي ذنب يعني. فعملوا الثوره المضاده دي وجابوا هسه حاليا يعني السيسي ده اكثر حاكم في مصر عمل احكام عسكريه ضد ناس عزل ساي وحكم عليهم بالاعدام. فدي الحاجه اللي حصلت في مصر ثورتهم ما تمت. يعني مثلا ما زي تونس الثوره بتاعتهم تمت كانوا منتبهين للحته دي. حاليا خلاص وصلوا للتبادل السلمي بتاع السلطه بيقوا خلاص يعني تعدوا المرحله الخطره الكريتيكال دي. فحاليا السودان نفس الحكايه. هسه حاليا الكيزان ده خلاص سقطوا اصلا لكن بقى في انه حيجي منه بعده. هل حتسرق الثوره زي ما حصل مثلا في مصر او انه الناس حتكون واعيه للحته دي وحتقدر تتخطى الموضوع.
It's so scary.
Yeah, it's complicated.
It's so complicated, so complicated. And then I heard إنه for Sudan حاسة they basically sold it for like foreign direct investment basically.
Pretty much
Yeah.
it's all
So it's like the people that work in Port Sudan that are, you know, utilizing these resources. They basically, I don't know if it was a Japanese or a Chinese.
Most likely Chinese.
Philippines, yes. So now it's like they've sold. Like now these people who are working is now what? Like how do you do that? How do you just? I don't get it. I don't know how you can
It's slowly Sudan دي كلها slowly is just being like sold to different.
exactly.
يعني it started with the pyramids ولا كان هي شنو الأرض دي اللي شالتها الشيخ حموزة.
عارف
Okay, it started from there. حسب السودان. What else?
الحاجة دي قديمة شديد لكن لو انتبهت لأنه الخصخصة دي كلها ممتلكات حقت حكومة.
Yeah.
لو جيت من سودانير من الموانئ البحرية من السكة حديد زي اللي بتتكلم عنها انت هسه البجراوية
Yeah.
الخصخصة دي بدأت من بدري شديد اللي هو النهج بتاع الإنغاز. الحاجة دي بتمشي في الخط بتاع الرأسمالية اللي هم الرأسمال الوطني لأنه بيكون فيهم مفسدة بالنسبة لهم هم وبيقدروا فيهم مأكلة بالنسبة لهم. أنت ما ممكن تشيل مؤسسة حكومية وتيجي تديها لشخص. كل الفائدة حقها والدخل حقها زمان كان بيمشي للدولة. بدل ما كان بيمشي للدولة بيجي يمشي لشخص واحد أو اثنين أو 10. في النهاية ماشي لرأسماليين معينين. أنا شايف الردود الفعل اللي لسه حصلت في بوسوان دي المفروض كانت تحصل من زمان شديد لأنه عندنا شركات كثيرة منها الصمغ العربي اللي هو من أكبر الشركات إنتاجا يعني أكثر شيء ممكن يجيب لنا عملة أجنبية هو الصمغ العربي يتخصص ويتباع من قبل عشرات السنين وجات بعده السكة حديد وجا بعده حاجات كثيرة شديد.
خط هيسرو.
أيوة فردة الفعل دي جات متأخرة شديد أنا بشوفها لكن برضو ما بطالة وبرضو دلت على وعي الناس وإدراكهم لحاجاتهم ولممتلكاتهم ولأهميتهم.
ردة الفعل قصدك يعني في الثورة دي حاسة؟ جات متأخرة يعني ردة الفعل حق في الثورة حاليا
جات متأخرة لأنه يعني أنا كنت بشوف إنه مثلا من أول ما بدأت الخصخصة عموما المفروض الناس تكون عندها ردة فعل دي ممتلكات حق دولة. أنت كيف بتخصص يعني مثلا زي قلت لك شركة الصمغ العربي ما في شيء بيجي أنت ما في يوم من الأيام ما كان عندك موارد يعني قبل ما يجيك نفط الجنوب ما كان عندك موردك كان ثروة حيوانية وثروة زراعية. الثروة الزراعية دي الحاجة الأساسية منها الصمغ العربي اللي هو ما في دولة بتنتجه أصلا في العالم يعني. فيتخصص لأنه للناس البيوت بتاعت الحكومة. بيشغلوهم من الدولة بدل ما العائد بتاعه يجي دغري للدولة بيجي يجيهم. أنت بتجيك كعامل مثلا شغال تاخذ باليومية تاخذ من الصمغ العربي ما
احنا كان درسونا في الثانوي انه السودان produce 80% من العالم بالنسبه للعالم.
أيوة.
بالنسبه للصمغ العربي
صحيح.
فنسبه كبيره شديده.
كان بيدرسونا بيقول لنا الفود باسكت اوف ذا وورلد كندا والسودان واستراليا. السودان ما لاقيين ياكلوا
ففعلا حتى دي الدور العميق بتاعتهم يعني هو الناس اللي بيشتروا المؤسسات الحكوميه دي فكلهم هو بيستفيدين من الفساد بتاع الحكومه وبيدافعوا لاخر رمق وان الحكومه تكون قاعده.
بالضبط منتفعين بوجود النظام الحالي ده.
So طيب going forward سمعت لو سمحتوا إنه apparently Sudan is now on the list of to be you can claim yourself as a refugee coming into Canada now.
So it's like top حاليا.
Yeah. So حاسة we have there's been a big movement I guess of people claiming refugee status coming to Canada now. So going forward what is our duty and what do we do as obviously the Hakuma has the duty like the Canadian government has the duty of bringing these people and dealing with the logistics of placing them but then it's our duty as نحن سودانيين you know مواطنين هنا yeah exactly to help them here so like going forward how do we what can we do to allow them the ease of settling into a new country after coming from you know obviously what they came from like you don't want to see it you don't want unfortunately, there's so many refugee communities that came in here, and then unfortunately, we're not able to either A, find the resources, or B, we're not able to just, I don't know, they just weren't able to grasp with the culture that we have here. So what can we do to help these people as they come in? Because it's our responsibility, we have to do it.
So like a workshop kind of thing?
Yeah. Whether a workshop, whether networks, whether services, whether we have people who are like represented as I don't know, these are just ideas. People from like each city, like just one representative, just to call that person, and then from there they can read a group. Like, what do you guys have ideas that we can do? Because give it a couple of months.
Networking workshops are definitely great. Like to like if you do that, each city does that. يعني مثلا إحنا في Niagara having St. Catharines, Welland, and Niagara Falls being really close to each other, the Niagara region can have like a workshop. كويس يكون for like النيوكمرز الجايين لنياجرا. طبعا most of the people بيجوا من تورونتو تقريبا. I don't know if that's true, but like بيقعدوا في Hamilton, right? You guys have a lot of Sudanese people هنا في Hamilton.
Yeah, we do.
So Hamilton obviously would have the like most workshops or like the biggest, let's say, عشان to help a lot of people. What we do have to keep in mind is a lot of youth would take advantage of الحاجة دي حسي, because being in Sudan at like this age انت ما مستفيد من أي حاجة, كويس? So most like the people our age حيكونوا جايين here, so these workshops have to be ran by people our age. The way the lifestyle, التعليم, how to go about just like day-to-day things, right? احنا المفروض نوريهم الحاجات دي, and I don't know why I feel like it won't be like they won't be estranged للحاجات دي, because obviously we as like Sudanese Canadians or whatever, or like if you're from any other country, we go back to Sudan a lot, and we do tell people our age about like our day-to-day lives في الحتات اللي احنا عايشين فيها. So it would just be a matter of moving around, because getting them to like, okay, if you're in Jama, مش يقدم للجامعة, you're going to high school, you're doing this, you're doing that. Besides that, it's gonna be very easy. Like people will get a hang of it.
And I think there could be different workshops for different things. It could be like,
For sure, yeah.
first it's like living in Ontario 101, where to get your like health card, where to get your driver's license,
sure.
where to apply for school, where to go get
Dealing
English
with your
lessons.
refugee papers and all that,
Yeah.
getting all that sorted out of the way, you know, كل الحاجات دي. But yeah, you're right.
And then having one for like professional networking. It's like everyone who's maybe just started off in their career, people are already in their career coming and bringing their resumes, people able to finding them jobs, just professional networking. Then there can also be one that's like a social one, where
Right.
it's like bringing in Sudanese people and bringing in the youth and having events like this.
Like
even.
in Polish, for instance, or
Yeah.
this, yeah.
And like I think these are really great things to bring people together, because I don't think that it was done really well by our parents' generation in bringing us together. And I feel like now Sudanese people are starting to come together and have social events together and really like try to get to know each other, whereas before it's like, oh my god, a Sudanese person, I have to run away. Like
We were talking about that the last
Right.
one.
No, that's
No, that was honestly
Yes.
mentioned because I was saying there was واحدة من الناس اللي جو فاطمة, and I was telling her because she's from St. Catharines and I'm from Niagara, and I said to her there are a lot of Sudanese people في St. Catharines, that's why I don't like coming there, you know.
Yeah.
But she's like, well, not everybody's the same, not everybody's like this and like that, but honestly, like it's been ingrained in us, and it's like we have to admit it, it's part of our culture. إنه there is always an eye. في زول is watching you, right? And this became a fear. It became a phobia for us. Like we can't be around older Sudanese people, or like حتى people our age sometimes. But it's slowly changing, and I see it at least the people around me, or it depends on who you hang out with, maybe, right? I feel like that's another thing that can be part of the workshops for the older people, like our parents or whoever that do come to Canada as refugees. We have to make sure they get jobs. We have to make sure, like, if their education is not completed, to get it completed. If you need your master's, your PhD. If you did not finish university, get that out of the way. That
English
has to
classes.
be English classes
and
for
like
sure.
showing them where to get these things done, not just go get English classes. Like send them links. Go
YMCA.
sign up
There are
here.
so many centers that provide that.
Like a newsletter, like something where you're constantly updating them. Like every month you're sending them resources.
Yeah.
Because there's even like resources that I didn't know about, and I've lived here my entire life. Like even if it's like health stuff, like I found out there's free therapy for kids like ages like I don't know, in their teens to 29. You just go in, you just give them your information, and you get kind of like counseling.
Right.
And I would have never known that had someone else not referred me to it. And I think not everybody knows about these type of resources that are completely free and open to anybody.
Right.
And we have it, right? So why not get to utilize it?
Especially something like therapy, because you're moving from a whole other country here. You don't know the language, you don't know the culture. You're starting your life brand new. So something like that is such a good resource. It doesn't have to just be like, oh,
And
do
you're
this, but also like mentally, like how are you doing mentally?
Especially if you're coming, like you're saying, if you're coming as a
From
refugee
right now,
status.
because not just that, from like exactly what's going on right now. So you're gonna be traumatized, you know, seeing people around you dying, a lot of like day-to-day needs that you had provided for you are now not there. to come to like the shift of everything is going to be provided for you, and like it's really overwhelming to come in. And I heard this from a friend, like she's like, I was really surprised by the amount of people who are willing to and get my papers to be processed, be in school, ما بعرف شنو. So it's obviously like a big shift. That would be great.
حسب في نفس الفكره دي في جروب في الواتساب اسمه سيتلمنت سبورت، هو سوشيال جروب برضه. فبنفس الفكره دي يعني بدخلوا الناس اللي بيكونوا جايين نيو كامرز كده، واي زول عنده سؤال بانه يا اخي الاجراء الفلاني يتعمل وين، في ناس بيجاوبوا يعني مثلا بانه يا اخي البيبر ابدا من وين، ولا امشي في المكان الفلاني تبدا من كده، ودار اتعلم لغه انجليزيه امشي السنتر الفلاني في كده. وغير كده بانه عندهم انشطه بتاعت كوميونتي كده ظريفه يعني في كل صيف بيكون عندهم زي يومين او 3 ايام كده بيعملوا فيه باربيكيو في، والناس بيتلموا كلهم ونيو كامرز وبيعملوا حفله وكده يعني. فكانوا هو في واحد شاب اسمه مؤيد لو بتعرفوه في تورونتو هناك، ومعاه مرة قديمة هنا اسمها إلهام، فهم دول الاثنين قاموا بالجروب ده، والله الجروب جميل جدا جدا. أنا لي يعني مضاف فيه سنتين كده، فقايم كل ما معي.
That can also be used to raise money because these things are not cheap, right? Like it's not all free. Like getting a driver's license, you have to pay money for it. Or even when you're applying for your visa, like if you get your refugee status and maybe somebody needs to bring their family over. I know applying for that visa is like $2,000. It's hard for a refugee to get that $2,000. So we can use things like that, like the barbecues and whatever. Maybe everyone pitches in $5 per family, and then it can go to somebody who needs it for those kind of things.
I think to go off of that, it's like we can use these events too as a way to, I feel like we need to, one, bring together like the Sudanese Shabab together first in order to like unite as one. Like I feel like what I love about this is that we're all from so many different cities right now, and it's like before it's been before I feel like it's been, oh, she's from Hamilton, she's from Mississauga, he's from St. Catharines, he's from this, and we've all been so divided within our own like cliques per se within our own cities. So it's like in order to do that, we can't have that. We can't have like, oh well, just the Hamilton Jaddy is focusing on that, or the Toronto Jaddy, or the Mississauga Jaddy. So it's like, how can we bring together all of us to?
But it'd even be good for all the Jaddias or whatever to collaborate because they have been around for like so long.
Exactly.
And they have all of these like networks already. So it's like
So then how do we do that? How do we go about doing that?
So are we gonna create our own Jaddias? Because it's not gonna be like.
There's something social media. It's a lot easier.
Well, I think like places, I don't know, like random Canadian things have like one representative from each
city.
Yeah, we could have like a
Hamilton.
have like a Southern Ontario or Ontario,
like separate.
And then you just have like a representative, so then they go back to tell their Jalia, and then they can like create like help
events,
with creative programming, even like budgeting, because like things are expensive. You could grab money from different like.
It's a really good idea.
Because I know the Mississauga one is like registered with the city. I'm not sure if the other ones are, and that helps a lot with like networking and funding and getting stuff for
The city helps a lot. Like you get cheaper.
That's very true. That's very true.
Yeah, and the rooms like for the community centers.
It's always cheaper and stuff.
For sure. I like that idea.
Just don't depend on old people.
And this is why this is happening, right? Like,
no, honestly, I mean, the fact that a lot of you guys showed up, this is great because by then when this gets uploaded on Facebook, people will see it and more people will be interested in coming. The first time we did it, there was what?
Like 6 people?
6 people.
7, 8.
So this is a great turnout and obviously more people will show up, inshallah, next one.
وطبعا يعني واضح انه الناس المفروض تركز على موضوع اليوث. يعني الناس الكبار دول ما في ناس كبار غيرنا ممكن يعني بيفهموا المنتاليتي بتاعتهم بيقدروا يتواصلوا معاهم ويحاولوا يعني، لكن احنا مثلا نركز على الشباب. الشباب اللي يعني حاليا الموجودين هنا يعني على الاقل نسجل معلوماتنا كامله، انه مثلا تدرس حاليا، بتشتغل، شغال وين، بتدرس وين، بتدرس تو بروجرام. دي كل حاجات بتفيد يعني. لو الليله واحد وصل كندا مثلا في اوكفيل ولا في البرتا ولا في اي حته عاوز مساعده، فلما يجي انت على الاقل انت مثلا كريبريزنتيف ولا اي زول غيرك بيعرف انه مثلا like who to hook it. hook them up with.
بالظبط.
حتى الناس اللي قاعدين هنا ما الا ذات النيو كومرز ممكن مثلا في نفس البروفيشن يحتاج مساعده في حاجه.
يكون عندها داتابيس كده.
والموضوع كله زي mentorship. بالضبط يعني واحد بيلقى واحد قبله يعني that you know they've been through the process. فبيقدروا بيساعدوه
Plus
بالضبط
it has to be
سواء
someone you're familiar with.
يا
like,
بروفيشنال
yeah.
كارير ولا وات ايفر. في برضه النقطة المهمة بتاعت الكالتشرال شوك اللي بتحصل دي.
For
ده على فكرة
sure.
موضوع مهم شديد يعني أنا مثلا أنا جيت من السعودية أنا did my undergrad في السعودية. كانت بلد يعني much more established than السودان. بس بعد ده كله طبعا بالفرق الكالتشر يعني في كالتشرال شوك بتحصل. فما بالك بواحد بيجي من السودان. يعني الوضع المتردي شديد من كل النواحي. فتحصل مشاكل وكمان لو جه في الوينتر مع
Even for me.
I did that 25th December. I was in this country. I was like, what?
هي بتختلف من زول لزول هيك الكالتشر شك دي يعني لانه في ناس كتار بيكونوا عاديين عرفتها لكن في ناس بتحصل لهم يعني
لا صدقني هم ما بيكونوا عارفين يعني هو شوف
بيعمل فيها عادي
بيعمل فيها عادي.
والله يا جماعه يعني انا حاسب في ناس جو من هناك فريش يعني عرفتها لكن الناس اصلا كانوا بيسافروا عرفتها كان بيمشي امريكا وكان بيمشي ماليزيا وكان بيمشي الصين فاصلا والله تعالى عرفتها
انت ما حصل قعدت وينتر كامل زي ده بدرجة حرارة ما عارف بيعمل شنو. انا مرات بلبس 3 مرات بطلع بلبس ما بكون عارف بطلع بلقى الحاجة دي ما جاية. انا المفروض امشي البس بوت كده برجع ثاني الجاكيت ده ما ظابط المفروض يكون فيه طاقة. بالعكس من الزول اللي قاعد هنا بقوم عارف الليل الرص عارف التليفون بيفهم اللاصل شنو.
لا ما قصدي انت حاسس انت ما مشكله ما قلت لك بتختلف من زول لزول في زول ممكن مسافر روسيا يكون بيعرف ده بيلبس كيف يتعاون مع البرد كيف عرفتها او بيسافر في امريكا في وقت بيكون الوقت فيه سنو فعلا عرفتها فهي بتختلف من زول لزول عرفتها.
ما هو اكيد طبعا
انا بعرف ناس جو من هناك ريفيجيز جايين معهم $50,000 وجايين هنا واصلا كانوا حايمين عرفتها يعني حايمين وكانوا لافين العالم ده كله بس جايين ببرنامج اساس
يعني بس في ناس على فكره اول مره يسافروا في حياتهم بيجوا كندا.
ما ادري that's a different scenario لكن النقطة اللي بالك قلتها about انه يعني ما حاسة بانه الناس اللي حتكون جاية من السودان حيكون a big difference for them لانه احنا ما شاء الله احنا السودان دي at some point we all know it was a very advanced country. كلنا we had the opportunity to leave كويس سافرنا حتى لو ما we experienced snow or whatever سافرنا شفنا العالم. Not everybody obviously it's not in everybody's case. This is what I meant by إنه ما حتكون different for them. It won't be a complete shock. يعني أنت جاي في snow يلا let's experience it because you went to a country where you probably experienced a colder weather or temperature than في Sudan. So.
بس يعني مثلا موضوع.
Sorry.
No, it's cool. Question. I know it's a few steps backwards, but how do you make that first contact with the refugee when they come here? They go through the government, they come here. It's like, is there a database you guys are going to pull, for example, or
a Facebook group or something?
I think that's what we're trying to figure out. It's like, what is the best, you know, what is the best way?
But I think there's a Facebook page. I think, or maybe it's for one city, but I know in like our area in Agra region, there's like a Facebook page where people like are all pretty much refugees that came to Canada and, you know, they kind of, you know, ask questions. It's similar to the group Marwan mentioned on WhatsApp. So people just ask questions. What should I do? Where should I apply for like university? What papers? OUAC. It's OUAC, right?
Yeah.
So documents like that and stuff, you know.
I think it's maybe working with also like the first step is kind of doing your needs assessment, right? It's like figuring out other. Like my issue is that coming as a refugee and an immigrant are two different things, and like you're even treated differently. And the stigma of being a refugee versus an immigrant is so different. Usually immigrants, usually case by case, but usually people come in with a little more knowledge, a little more research. They come in with a little bit better backgrounds, more money. When you're in refugee, you're even if you're not in desperate need, they look at you like you're desperate need. So they can treat you however they want, right? So I think it's maybe about one, linking up with other refugee communities that have come here and seeing what the faults were, what the issues were, and what they wish they had, and then maybe linking up with different city representatives, like not Sudanese representatives or whoever's representatives, but like actual like MPs or something like that, and seeing like, hey, like this is just here's a little poster. If you ever see a Sudanese person walking by, just tell them to call me, let us know, and then from there it's like you build more networks. Again, I don't know, but this is just ideas, right?
I think it starts with the bigger Jalia, not the youth, because usually it is the parents that are more interested in trying to find the community, not the youth. So when they come, I'm sure they would look out and be like, oh, where's the Sudanese community? And I know usually like they just show up to events, like they hear about they meet one person and they hear about an event and they'll show up, and then we can start off there where we can advertise about the youth Jalia in the bigger community events,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
we can take it from there, because I think it's going to be the parents that are going to be reaching out, not so much the
That's
youth.
true.
Parents.
It's
Yeah.
always the parents
It
that
always
come
starts
and
with the
say,
parents. 'Cause
we have daughter كده ولا عندنا ولد
Exactly.
كده.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So
Because
we
they're
can
an
take it
email
from
list.
there.
Sorry?
Yeah.
We can start an email list, and then whenever there's an event,
That-
send it out to all
Yeah,
the youth.
or like Instagram and Twitter are like the biggest platforms.
Mm-hmm.
The youth would be there the most. So like we can target social media.
Yeah.
Maybe like contact, because I know, I'm trying to ask, well, how is it done for other communities, right? With the crisis happened in Syria, there was a whole wave of people came over. I helped out, helped put up like drapes in their house and all that stuff. It was like maybe reach out to even like your local masjid and be like, how did you guys make that first initial contact?
Yeah.
There's obviously some kind of government entity that's
Right.
bringing them over here,
Right.
and there's people out there you can maybe like liaison with.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and make
exactly,
that
like,
contact.
definitely,
Because it helps them. If they're refugees, they come here. Like yeah, there's like some Canadian person here, government folk helping them in. But if they see someone who looks like them, who talks like them, who gets it, it makes them feel more better, the more open.
Yeah, and also we
Yeah.
can figure out who, I don't know, who refugees kind of like come speak to when they first come to Canada and stuff. Cause
That point of contact.
yeah, and then we can reach out to them to see if they like give them any resources and be like, yo, if you know they're Sudanese, like
Right.
just make them aware that this community exists so that it just helps them within through their transition.
Yeah, I'm sure every city has one, like a nonprofit organization that's government funded that helps them. Because I know my mom works for one, and that's what they do. Like they're their refugees' first contact. So they come there, they show them how to live in Ontario.
Right.
There it is.
Where you
Yeah.
saying Hawaii?
Yeah, so same way we can find one in every city and like
Perfect.
see.
Yeah, Kitchener has
Yeah.
it then.
So rude.
There is, and I'm pretty sure there is like at least one Sudanese person في كل the places where people go and ask questions about.
We have a few cities.
Yeah.
بعدين اي سوداني جاي يكون he at least knows
Yeah.
one person.
Yeah,
There
قلت
is
لهم
at
انت كل
least
جاي
one,
حيقول
yeah.
لك في زول في ماشي
Yeah.
ليات السيتي طيب في فلان
Yeah,
فلاني
yeah.
works in that place.
Yeah.
امشي لاقيهم.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's really not going to be hard for people to connect.
And
لأن
it's
that's-
already in the culture. Like
There's
Sudanese
something
people are already
about
like
it.
that. So.
Unless you don't want to, that's different. Yeah, there are a lot of people at بيجوا يقول لك إنه مثلا I don't want my business out there. I don't want people to know. إنه مثلا I'm coming as a refugee ولا I'm coming and I need help with this and that. You know.
Maybe we can
I
I just give them
just
our
think-
contact and be like, if you ever need help with something, just they can contact us if they want to. We don't have to
طبعا
contact
at
them.
this point, like knowing that it has been put out there, because Trudeau did say, there's a video on Facebook where he did talk about how Sadat Hassi is on the list and whatnot. So it's out there. We know how to tackle everything. Like the minute you I don't know, you need help with this and that. حيكونوا عارفين إنه إحنا we're trying to help them with process your papers, for instance. Okay, get in school, get your driver's license, health card, photo card, whatever it is you need to get done. So, like, I feel like make it a safer place for them to feel comfortable to talk about it and not be worried. No, okay, I really don't feel like telling them, this is what I'm doing. And whatnot.
And even the newsletter idea, I think that's a good idea. If people
Yeah.
don't
No,
like an
that's
idea,
great.
just like send
That's
it out, and then
honestly
this is
great.
just like,
Yeah.
this is what to do for
Yeah.
everything. If you don't want to talk to anybody or you don't want to make it public, like you said.
Again, online. I feel like it should be online. It shouldn't be like a paper thing. It has to be
I was
online.
gonna say like a website, but like that's a lot. But like somewhere that like it's like someone can access, it's
Like
accessible.
weekly,
Yeah,
accessible,
yeah.
weekly, updated.
I think accessibility is a big thing.
Yeah, just because also you don't know if people have like they have cars,
Yeah.
transit sucks.
Make sure that notification in the sense someone posted this. Yeah.
Exactly.
True.
No, definitely. I think,
ممكن بداية just like to stand out as for example Sudanese Ontario youth. بعدين لما الناس تعرف إنه في Sudanese Ontario youth. خلاص يعني أي زول حيعرف السوداني جاي. They will try to refer to us.
To the
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. فالحاجة كويسة إنه السودانيز like communities already connected.
Yeah.
Well connected.
Yeah.
فأي إنسان بيجي بيكون عنده at least one contact. ف
That's very true.
That's very true. Yeah.
easy.
Again, it's in our culture.
And also,
Like we're very cooperative. Like بنساعد شديد.
Yeah.
So. Hi guys.
Hi everyone.
These are our St. Catherine's people.
We're kind of just talking about talking about a lot of things. We're just talking about basically kind of what was happening in Sudan and how we're gonna have kind of like an influx of people coming in soon, and how we can kind of go forward in kind of building those relationships, and kind of bringing them and like, you know, helping them out and assimilate into the culture and stuff like that. That's kind of where we're at right now, just to give you a little bit of a gist. So yeah, okay, so then as Sudanese youth, like, I feel like, I don't know if you guys are on the same page as me, but, you know, you try to like, I know Fatima, we were talking about, where's Fatima? Okay. We were talking about this last week, so like you try to host an event, and like you ladies that are hosting this event now, you host an event. This one, inshallah, seems like it's going to be very successful, but like, you know those like little ones that you do and then like 2 people show up? Yeah. You know those ones? Like, and you know those, like, you just put in so much effort and you're just trying so hard to bring everyone out together, and then like 4 people that you know personally. Yeah. Thanks for showing up, guys. You picked them up from their houses and brought them. That's why they came. So it's like, what is it? What are we like? I'm the other day. I remember my dad was talking to me. He's like, okay, مشكلتكم شنو انتو الشباب? I'm like, I don't know. He's like, انتو دايرين شنو? I'm like, I don't know. He's like, what do you want? انتو الشباب? Like, what do you want? I'm like, I don't know. So it's like, what is it that where is the gap? What is that missing link? Why don't we? What is the problem? That's what I'm trying to say. Is laziness? Is it laziness? Yeah.
Maybe it's laziness, but you also have to like set a precedent. So like if the first event they go to is like so fun, then they're gonna want to keep going to the events because they have a really good thing.
But why can't I just be like, I just want to support my people?
I don't know.
Like,
when it becomes like that, where you're just like, oh, I just want to support my people, then we're put on the back burner. Like these events are not a priority. So then. Like when your friends are doing something, you're like, okay, I'd rather go out with my friends.
Again,
like come to this thing just to support. Like there has to be something that actually motivates.
I think it goes down to like how we were brought up, like living as Canadians in Sudan. I don't think our parents put enough emphasis on the youth coming together and doing things together, and now we're all realizing like what power we have when we come together. And like it's sad that it took like these like violent protests for it to happen, but it's happening now, and people are coming together, and people are having events, and people are coming out. Like you're saying, like this is like one of your biggest turnouts, and it's because of like it's just everything in Sudan is just becoming more prominent and like bigger. So it's
like we have a
common
together.
So
this is the common like denominator.
That's the thing that brought us together.
Okay.
But I feel like it has to do with like who you're familiar with. Like if you hear about an event and you're like, I don't know anyone there, nobody's gonna show up. Right. It's that I feel like that's one of the biggest things. المخلي الناس not to always show up to events and support it. But obviously this turnout is because, like you said, of what's going on in Sudan. Besides that,
it's sad what it had to come, like why we're all together.
Yeah.
That's the reality.
But then again, it also brought the youth for Sudan as well. So you see, at Hadidi, it's not just outside Sudan. Di برضو في Sudan. And like having lived for Sudan for 9 years, Chris, I did move to Qatar after, and I saw like the switch of like the people I hang out with every time I went for a vacation, right? I don't hang out with the same people, and those people I hang out with, they don't even like affiliate themselves with other people. It's like, I just know you and that's it. Even though they're all Sudanese, there's no problem. Ahadikum most likely know each other. You guys do go to each other's houses, but you don't want to hang out because I don't know her very well, or I don't know him very well.
I think that's like a Western mentality, and now like with globalization, everyone's kind of adopted that and adopted a lot of like the Western mentalities, and it's not always a good thing, right? And so I think that's why now also in Sudan it's like that. Because when your parents go back, they're always like, it's not the same. It's not the same how it was when I was younger.
It sounds like it was popping. It seems so fun.
Kebab inside? The stories I hear is like when you hear a generation بتاع حبابة مثلا, completely different story. She's like, life was great. تيجي تسمع ماما, she's like, and then we're like, what is Sudan? Like, why do you even send us back there? But like you really need to, I feel like الواحد needs to spend, حتى if you go on vacation, spend like a good 2-3 months in Sudan for you to understand the beauty of it and like actually love it. If you're gonna go for 2 weeks, you're gonna be like, I don't want to go again. Like, so.
I disagree, honestly.
Why do you disagree?
Sudan, basically, like as a country, there's nothing there to go to.
Okay, what about the people?
No.
The people,
people are different. So it depends. If you go for a vacation, you're not gonna be connected to the people for like in 2 or 3 months if you don't live there that long.
That's true.
And that had like 2017. I don't think I can care less about what happens to Sudan. But now it's like a 360, like a 180 difference.
Yeah.
So now I'm willing to go back.
Yeah.
Actually, like just go there.
Fair enough.
So like the country itself is sorry for.
No, I'm interrupting you. No, finish what you're saying. I'm sorry.
Like the country itself, there's nothing there in the country to go for, to live for even. So now that's why people are trying to rebuild the country by protesting, because not everyone gets the chance to leave. So like it's actually like a limited option for people to get a better life outside, even as a refugee. Not a lot. It's a long path to get to Canada or to the States or anything. But like as a country itself, over the past 30 years, and I actually blame like our parents' generation, because they let it become this by either leaving the country at that time when they had a choice to make a change, or just staying quiet or joining the government for whatever they did. So like I really understand people who are like born here. I was born here, but I didn't live here that long. But people who have been brought up here for like most of their time, I don't blame them for not like having anything like to care about what's happening. It's gonna be just a thought. Like you're not gonna like relate to it with like feeling or anything like that, because you don't know. Even if you know like a few people there, it won't be the same. It's like just like a summer thing, or like friends that you meet for a couple of days, and there's like, oh yeah, we had fun and all that, but then that's it. Like you go separate ways. So.
I have like a few points. So one, it's like if you set like a life in Sudan, kind of, even if you're only there for a summer and you have your own routine, then you're gonna feel more connected and like it more than like when you go and visit family sometimes, like because they have their own lives. So you're kind of just chilling at home and there's no electricity and the Wi-Fi sucks, so you're bored. Like you're like whatever. But and also because last time I went was December 2016, and like I got the chance to like travel. So like my mom's family's from like Tebej, so it's like in the north, and my dad's from Al-Maghawir. And like I got to see like where my dad might have grew up there, but my mom didn't grow up in Tebej, but I got to see like where my grandparents grew up and stuff. So it's like you feel more like connected and it's like it's more than just Khartoum. Like all the other times I went was just Khartoum. Like who cared? Like it's just like any other city, right? But when you see like all the history behind it, you feel like more connected and you care more about the country. Like for me, like after that I was like, oh, like, you know.
I like it.
Even though I have like a lot of family, like I have family there too, so like I care about my family, but now I feel like more connected to Sudan because I got to see where my ancestors are from or whatever. But also just your point with like people who are born here, like grew up here, like they don't really have a connection to it, so like why would they care? It's kind of the same as like when there's often this point when like a terrorist attack happens in like Paris or something, and then people change their Facebook thing, like whatever, to like the France colors. But if something happens in like Syria or Sudan, like not many people do that, but that's because a lot of people visit Paris or whatever, so they have a connection to it, so that's why all these random people care about it. But not many random people get to visit Sudan, so they don't have that kind of connection, so why would they care what's happening in Sudan? You know what I mean? Which is kind of hard. It's like you want people to care, and like we kind of want people we don't want just Sudanese people to come to our event. We want it to be open to everyone because we want to kind of inform them with what's happening. But it's like, how do I make you care when there's so much happening around the world? You know what I mean?
And also when there aren't a lot of Sudanese people who are like bothered about what's going on.
Yeah, like why would they care?
Exactly.
So
this is why you target your people first. I feel like this, for instance, the reason why we said it's open for everybody, but like our main focus was Sudanese youth. لأنه being brought up here, like you said, you lose the connection. And then you just end up not being interested in what's going on, or maybe not bothered,
or not fully understanding.
Let's not say not bothered, or you
just don't fully understand, or you don't have that deep of connection.
Exactly.
So you're just like, you might not know where to start, or like if it's thing. Because like for me, like I knew Omar Bashir was like evil and stuff, but like there's so much history in it that I'm like, I don't really, like if I'm trying to explain it to some random person, or even like the protests, it's like it's so deep rooted that I'm like, I don't know where to start. So like I try to find resources for them, for like people who are better like, equipped to like talk about this stuff, to send it to them, because I'm like, I don't even know, and I'm Sudanese, so I'm like, it's hard for me to try to tell you why to care when it's hard, like, you know what I mean?
ممكن نعمل flyers نسرق
social media. No one really reads anything nowadays. For some people.
صراحة يعني الموضوع الثورة ده حاليا يعني كان حاجة ممتازة شديد. يعني هم كانوا بيحاولوا انهم يفرقوا على يعني 30 سنة يعني قسموا الجنوب وشويه كان لو الموضوع استمر لقدام ممكن الغرب يتقسم برضه. بس حاليا في الثوره دي الناس وعت للمشاكل دي كلها. يعني حاليا مثلا زي الرالي اللي حصل في واشنطن، شايفين السودانيين يعني كانوا كميه شديد من كل السودان. ناس بجد يعني حست بالانتماء بتاعها وحست يعني سودانيتها بجد. برضه الحفله اللي حصلت في امريكا اللي كان شريف الفحيل غنى فيها، واخواننا في الجنوب جو كانوا يقولوا تظبط، بس يعني مع انهم من الجنوب، مع انهم يعني الجنوب اتقسم حصل لهم ابريشن يعني كبير شديد، لكن برضه يعني بجد الناس حست انها حاجه واحده. حاليا في الثوره ناس كميه يعني ما كانوا حاسين بالسودان، لكن مع الثوره حسوا بجد انه هم بيحبوا البلد دي يعني.
انا واحد منهم.
فامس كنت برضه بشوف فيديو لشريف الفحيل كان بيتكلم يعني انه يعني كيف كان بيحس قبل ما يجي كندا وهسه بعد ما جاء كندا، وكل القيود اللي كانت حوالينه. وطبعا انتم عارفين هو كان يعني هو مش نشط جدا في السودان كفنان، فكان بيلقى كميه من القيود ما بيقدر يتكلم براحته. حاليا هو بيقول تظبط بس يعني. فانتم شايفين كميه الليميتيشنز وكميه يعني التكبير بتاع الافواه ده اللي حاصل في السودان. فالناس بجد هسه حاليا حاسه بجد انه يعني دايره they want to like pay back you know السودان. بالضبط they want to build a country. Everyone is willing to go back to the country. لو انه النظام ده خارج وبقى في بلد يعني سليمه من الفساد اللي حصل ده، الناس كلها يعني بيكون عندها يعني. احمد ده كان بيتكلم معي بيقول لي انا صراحه لو النظام ده مشى انا حكون I'm willing to go back to Sudan and you know build a country. He's a dentist, but he said to me even if I'm not gonna work as a dentist, I don't care. Yeah. So بجد يعني دي حاجه حلوه شديد بخصوص الثوره.
بعدين حاطة الطوارئ برضه اللي عملوها هسه دي ما خلت الناس انها ترجع لورا، بالعكس الناس صمدت اكثر وبقت ماشيه لقدام ومصره انه يزبط. يعني ما عايز انه بعد الحاجات اللي قالت وده حيغيروا شنو، لكن هم يعني دي الحاجه اللي خلت السودانيين انه يتماسكوا اكثر.
ما في خوف بعد خلاص يعني.
خلاص بس الحاجه البشعه هو الموت يعني بتاع كان اطفال ما لهم ذنب ولا ناس كبار ما لهم ذنب. دي الحاجه البشعه.
وزاد في نقطة مهمة بأنه يعني الشباب المفروض يعرفوه بأنه هو مستقبل كله للشباب يعني عرفتي؟ يعني دي هي المفروض يعرفوها يعني بأنه يا أخي مستقبل السودان بيعتمد عليهم يعني سواء الشباب في السودان أو الشباب الخارج يعني عرفتي؟ وبأنه يا أخي الشباب السوداني الخارج السودان يعني لازم يعني يحس بأنه يعني عنده برضه دور بأنه يعمل تغيير في السودان هناك يعني. خاصة بأنه يا أخي يعني كأقرب مثال هي ضرب مثال عجيب، لكن برضه يعني في يعني مثلا قصة اليهود يعني اليهود كانوا منتشرين في العالم يعني، لكن كانوا في النهاية بينقلوا الحلم بتاعهم بأنه شنو يوم من الأيام حنكون دولة يعني. في النهاية يعني هم كانوا حلموا بأنه يبنوا دولة يعني هو 9 يهود في العالم كله يعني. فنحن بنفس الطريقة دي بأنه نحن كسودانيين المفروض ننقل الحب بتاع بأنه نبني دولة يعني تمثلنا بأنه شنو وتكون حضارية وتكون ديمقراطية وتميز كل الأطياف يعني. فدي هو ما بتجي إلا بالاتحاد وبالتنظيم والحاجة زي ده.
بيكون فيها حرية يعني. بس واحدة من الحاجات الكويسة إنه هنا أي إنسان we are free to rally, we are free to speak, we are free to do whatever we want. الحاجة دي في السودان ما في. يعني حاليا المواهب اللي أنت شفتها حاليا دي أنا بقدر أقول لك يمكن 1% من المواهب الموجودة. في ناس بتخاف يعني ما تقدر. يعني بجد الوضع مخيف جدا يعني. أنت أغلبية أصحابي اللي أنا بعرفهم ناشطين في المظاهرات، الواحد مرات ما بيبيت في بيته عشان عارف إنه لو رجع البيت احتمال يلاحقوه ويقبضوه، فبكون في حالة خوف شديدة يعني. جد الناس هنا في نعمة إنه ما في خوف أصلاً، تقدر تطلع تقدر تمشي تتكلم في البرلمان تتكلم في أي حتة. ففي يعني البوتنشال إنه الناس يكون عندها يعني contribution أكتر من كده. دي حاجة كويسة.
Yeah, it's like every day I open up my phone like, oh, what's happening today? And then I'm like, no, nothing happened. No, nothing happened. It's I don't know when it's gonna happen and how it's gonna happen, what's gonna happen after. Inshallah soon.
لو الناس اكثر كده واتحدت واستمروا على كده إن شاء الله.
They won't stop. They've been going on for what now? Nothing is gonna stop them now. Whatever Omar al-Bashir says or whatever happens حاليا is just gonna be some sort of like motivation for them to go even harder. لأنه شنو يعني قتلتوا ناسنا you've killed way more before. You know.
وزاد في نقطة إنه الناس ما تستعجل النتائج يعني، لأنه في بعض المرات في ثورات كثيرة يعني في العالم يعني مثلا كالثورة الفرنسية أخذت 10 سنين عشان تاخذ الريزلت بتاعتك عرفتي؟ فالناس برضه يعني ما تستعجل يعني بس 10 سنين كثير يجي لكن شنو لتغيير او كبناء دوله وليش يعني لكن في النهايه يعني الناس يطمنوا بانه الدوله ماشيه بالطريقه الصح دي الحاجه المهمه يعني
التغيير اصلا عمليه تراكميه.
ايوه
فبيحتاج زمن ونتائجه ما ممكن تلقاها هسه الليله ولا بكره. انا هسه بشوف اي حاجه حصلت هسه حاليا في السودان يعني نتائجها لو ظهرت بعد 10 سنين اوكي ما في مشكله. في شيء واحد حصل هسه واللي هو حاجه عظيمه شديد انه الثوره دي سقطت الحكومه من وجدان الناس. زمان بتلقى بيقول لك انه احسن لنا من يجونا ناس ثانيين احسن هسه لا طفل صغير لو لقيت بقول لك تسقط بس حاجه طلعت من قلوبهم خلاص. يعني كسوداني تقول له كوز ولا تقول له اسلاميين لا ما في دي نقطه مهمه شديد. من هنا الليله دي لو الحاجه دي استمرت لمده 20 سنه السودان ده بيكون دوله معافى تماما من كل الحاجه اللي حصلت فيه خلال من الاستقلال الى اليوم. 20 سنه ممكن تعافيه من الحاجه دي لانه الجيل اللي لسه جيل واعي جدا، جيل عارف حقوقه شنو، جيل عارف هو داير شنو.
انا جاي على الشباب ما الناس
على الشباب بالضبط.
ايوه فدي الحاجه الكويسه يعني.
صحيح لانه هي المستقبل بتاع الشباب يعني.
The protest كلها أي فيديو أنا شفته or reposted or whatever it's mainly youth it's mainly الطلبة بتاع الجامعات ما في زول ما بتلقى لك يعني مثلا زول ممكن تقول له عمو ولا خالته يعني طالعين في المظاهرات دي. And did you guys see what أحفاد did? That's it. Yeah. It's amazing. It's amazing. بجد so beautiful. دي كلها حاجات again. It just shows أنا to me as a media and communication student, I just look at it as like, wow, this is great. This is amazing. There are a lot of talented people. Their voices, they're passionate about what's going on, and they're patriotic, guys. And they're doing all this من غير يعني in a peaceful way, targeting social media, targeting الحاجات دي. So like it's really beautiful for me. It's great to see what they're doing and to just think about these are girls my age. Okay, most of them are girls I know, I hang out with, and to like when I think about إنه إحنا مثلا لما نقعد بنكون بنتكلم عن حاجات that can be stupid in comparison to what they're doing now. It's eye-opening إنه wow أنت بجد ممكن تعمل حاجة زي دي like you can sit down or like يجيك شرطي ويكون I mean يجيك عسكري and he wants to kill you or whatever. It's عسكري right? Yeah. I had to make sure. المهم like with a gun or whatever and you're like do what you want to do and I'm strong enough to face you and say whatever I have to say. It really did not cross my mind ever إنه one of the people I knew ممكن يعمل حاجة زي دي. So that to me is amazing.
والحاجة الحلوة برضه بيشتغلوهم مثلا الليلة وفكون بكرة تلقم مما فكون بيرجعوا مظاهرات ثانية وما في زول بيخاف بعد التعذيب اللي بيعذبوا لهم بيقول لك لا تصغر بس بيرجعوا ثاني مظاهرات فدي حاجة حلوة برضه يعني.
I feel like it's because of all the deaths that are going on. It just like pushes them more.
Yeah.
There's no going back at this point. Like they lost too many people right now.
That's very true. It would be like almost disrespectful if they
Yeah, exactly.
If they stop,
It's like
it's
you can't have lost
disrespectful
this
to
many
the
lives.
families that have lost their children because of this. If you stop, that's just disrespect to my child. I would almost feel. So it's they're. Like, I have a question for you guys. Do you guys ever feel, yani, maybe disconnected from what's happening? Like you feel like you don't have the right to say something, or you don't feel like you're doing enough, or you know you talk to your family back home, they're like, like yeah, nothing. Like you're saying like you're fine. Like yeah, I'm talking with such passion and they're like okay, yeah, go get in your car and go to work and you know like do you ever feel that? Do you ever feel like you don't have the right to do this, or do you feel like I don't know, maybe for the people that have been in Sudan recently, like how do they see us? What do they say? Do they say like, "Nihna, you guys are lucky. You guys aren't." Last time I saw like last year.
For sure.
You feel like we're not doing enough? Do you feel disconnected?
I don't
Like do
think
you feel
we'll ever
bad?
feel like that. I think we'll always have that like survival guilt like mentality. It's like
but that's
no,
what
we
drives
gotta.
us to want to do more. It's like the least we could do is try to help in any way that we can because we're not there. We're not helping. We're not there on the front lines. Exactly. Like that's why we need to do what we can, and we need to use our use our advantages as like a way to like help.
Yeah, this is like
where
we're situated and like the privilege that we have to be here and like not be scared for our lives.
like we were able to kind of like project the voices that are already being said, like not speak for them, but kind of like share, exactly, amplify, like share what they're saying and stuff, like, you know what I mean? But it feels like
freedom to do it too.
Yeah, exactly.
And also for us, it's just a button. I just have to retweet it.
Yeah.
It's not the same as over there, so I think that's why we'll never feel like it's enough.
That's
true. I can do it for my pet.
That's true. I mean, that's why that invest.
Somebody who's not Sudanese, but Sudanese community at all, do you guys feel that you guys don't get support from other neighbors or community members in this community?
I just want to know where George Clooney is. You know what I mean? Like he was all there. He was there when Darfur was happening, and now when we're trying to like take the man down, he's like, "Where Sudan? Where's that?"
Sudan's a difficult one because we don't feel like we belong to Africa, and we don't feel like we belong to the
Arab.
Arab.
We don't even know what we are.
Yeah, we have a serious identity crisis.
It is an identity crisis. Yeah.
And I think our blackness is a disadvantage to right? And like our Islamic, country and everything. It's just really like it's
it's like marginalized.
Yeah.
It's like
We're the marginalized group within the marginalized group.
Yeah,
We're like the minority of the minorities.
Yeah. But I feel like what has been going on, this revolution and whatnot, it was the word was spread. I'm so sorry, you guys. My mind is somewhere else. Anyways, and protest, like a lot of people got to know about the protest, Grace. Media coverage was great. لأنه, for instance, about لما عمر البشير did the speech, I went into work and الوقت ذاك لسه I don't know about the speech, Grace. And a friend of mine came and said, she's like, did you watch the speech? She's Canadian. So I was like, what? I felt like that's great. She's like, did you see what's going to happen now? How do you feel? Like, I want to know. And I'm like, what are you talking about? She pulled up the video and she showed me. I'm like, wow, you knew about the video about Umar al-Bashir, what's going on in Sudan before me. That to me is great. The word is definitely spread out. I feel there is, that to me is some sort of like other communities aware and showing support. Yeah.
But
sorry,
never mind. No, you go ahead.
What was really cool was I saw like J. Cole post this.
Sudanese. Two best friends like Abbas is like really doing his thing out
Not
there.
just Bas, like he has other friends that are
J. Cole's Sudanese. He's from our community. It's over.
No.
Hopefully he sees this. Shout out J. Cole.
His name is Jaffer, or give him a nice Jamal. Let's say Jamal.
طب انا عايزه اسال سؤال، عايزه اعرف نحن نعمل شنو عشان السودان يصدقوا ان احنا واقفين معاهم، يعني انا كنت في السودان قريب، فلما نتكلم عنها بيقولوا يا اخي انت ما حترجعي وما حاسه بان احنا حاسينه، فدي الحاجه اللي بتزعلني، فنعمل شنو عشان هم يعرفوا ان احنا معاهم وسبورت.
نخليها تظبط بس. That's it. Like just do what you can do.
بيقول لك كده بيقولوا الناس كبار ولا شباب؟
والله في الشباب بيقول لك ما انت كلها راجعه بعد اسبوع. في ناس كبار يعني ما كبار شديد في السن لكن يعني الناس
يلا حس معظم الشباب هم مبسوطين يعني من الناس اللي برا بالذات اللي بيحاولوا تشير الستوري وكده مبسوطين من الناس اللي برا السودان بالذات بيقول لك حتى لو يعني انتم بيساعدونا حتى لو النت لما كان النت كان قفل السوشيال ميديا وفي بي ان وكده حتى قالوا انتوا يا ناس انتوا صوتنا برا السودان حاولوا توصلوا المعلومه خلوا مثلا هاشتاج keep it going كده فعارفين يعني في ناس كتار دايرين اصلا يرجعوا السودان بس ما عندهم طريقه فهم خادين كده برضه في اعتبارهم يعني فمبسوطين من الناس اللي برا عموما يعني عندهم شايف كان قبل كم يوم كده في تويتر like في كم like social media like people like Sudanese bloggers اللي هم هو زي
شهد بطل
I was like Bass or whatever يعني they criticize them for not speaking too much or like putting highlights on the story لكن في النهاية بس دي حياة يعني for now like the main cause is still going on تظبط بس ما في حاجة ثانية يعني.
انا من الاعلاميين اللي عاجبني حازم حلمي ما بعرف يعني ما هميه نهائي بجد الزول ده
Is that the guy that takes videos?
اللي كان والله حتى الزول ده حازم حلمي ده كان سيلفي قبل سنة من المظاهرات دي كان الناس كلها بتضحك عليه في فيديوهات كده حاسس الناس بتقول لا محترمة ويعني انه بيتكلم عن الثورة كده حتى في ناس كتار والله بيقفوا معنا
برضه في الدونيتنج يعني ناس برا وكده بالأسر
There's this Instagram page that messaged me yesterday. They're like, can you please share our page? They know we want to like we want people to donate, and all donations are going towards helping and families that did lose members of the family. ما بعرف شنو الناس اللي ما عندهم أكل and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, for sure, you know. But they are considered people better Sudan as well, and their youth, and they are getting a lot of support من الناس في السودان يعني. If anything, like what you said, I feel like if I was في Sudan, I'd hear that mostly من ناس كبار مثلا. Okay, but like not people our age. I feel like they know that we are showing support. It may not be enough. Already like we do feel guilty about that. We're not showing as much, and it's also because we're not on the front lines, like he said. We're not there physically to show support. The means we have is social media and sending money. So yeah.
Actually, to be honest, في طريقة صراحة إنه كان يتكلم عنها قبل كده إنه ممكن الناس تعمل رالي يكون منظم والناس تدعو القناة. يعني مثلا whatever لو في تورونتو القناة اسمها CBC صح؟ فممكن الواحد يتكلم مع ناس القناة يعمل حاجة منظمة بالذات اليوث إنهم يعملوا كلام منظم في شكل أغنية أو في شكل كلام يكون بطريقة منظمة والميديا تجي تعمل coverage.
Or just like an event, not necessarily like.
أو حتى كإيفنت يعني مثلا ممكن الحاجة اللي حصلت في أمريكا دي نعملها هنا.
سمعت أنا هنعمل ثلاثة في الشهر 3 ده بس I don't know when.
I think it's on the 14th.
Yeah.
14th of March.
Yeah. But it's a
Wednesday صح؟ So I don't know why Wednesday يعني الناس كلها شغالة.
Yeah, I don't know why it's
not. ممكن نعمل حاجة نحن كشباب يعني أغلبية الحاجات اللي حصلت دي كانوا بينظموها الناس الكبار. يعني ما كان.
أنا صراحة I felt like this. The last 2 or 3 protests that happened in Toronto, there were 2, صح?
Yeah.
And الاثنين I couldn't, and the way like this guilt has been eating me up because I'm like ليه? I was able to go to the past ones, right? And then sometimes we get so caught up with like work and school حاجات كتيرة حاصلة around this that we or let me not speak for everybody. Me, I depend on social media. I'm like, okay, let me go and see what people said on Twitter or like what's on the news or whatnot. لكن لو عليه a protest to happen, like it has to keep happening every single day or at least like every single week. حاجة تكون like continuous.
At least monthly, at least.
At least monthly.
There is one next weekend in Toronto on Saturday, March 9th.
Saturday, yeah, that's better because the last one it was Friday. وكان يعني 1 p.m. It was like a snowstorm.
Yeah,
it was like too bad timing.
And I just signed to the first one. And that one was the biggest to be honest. أنا ما أعرف التانيين how they turned out. بس أول protest اللي حصلت في Toronto that was great.
It was amazing.
بجد يعني.
There was media coverage, but it was late. It was the one that you went to. I went to late. I went to it late after everyone had already left, and that's when the media.
Yeah, I was interviewed by one of them.
I was like, it was like there was only like a few. It wasn't as big as when you were there, obviously, but yeah.
I always thought like one of the biggest things holding us back was a lot of Sudanese people are in the Khalij, so in Saudi, UAE, Qatar, whatever,
they can't
and they can't do anything, and there's like thousands and thousands of them there, and there's nothing.
عمر البشير كان في قطر everybody like أنا when I was here I was because I lived في قطر I was talking to some of my friends I'm like are you guys not going to say anything they're like is that even an option like we can't say anything and honestly like they can be blamed. That's all I can say.
Yeah, because in Sudan they can't say anything.
Yeah, I know exactly. I don't blame them. I don't blame them at all.
Like when they got في قطر at least they at some point they got rid of a lot of Muslims there like they sent them back deported.
I don't blame them at all. It just sucks that that's our reality. Like so many of them are there, and
it just
like,
puts more pressure
on like North America and UK and.
طيب حتحصل في ما ممكن نتواصل معاهم نقول لهم غيروا لنا اليوم مثلا في الويكند عشان الناس تجي من اي حته. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know anything. You have to get a permit from like the city to be able to host a protest. So that might be the reason why. I know, like it's like maybe like this, like I'm sure there's a reason because it makes no sense on a Wednesday. But maybe like the city didn't offer it to them on a weekend or something or.
Another thing we have to keep in mind when we want to plan protests is where are the most Sudanese people located. يعني مثلا GTA لكن يعني مثلا حسي I know there are a lot of people in Niagara region ما قاعدين يجوا to the ones in Toronto because it's really far right. yes, it's the biggest city, obviously, or the, you know, the capital city. المهم, different cities would be.
The thing is, it's easiest to get there if you don't have a car. Like Toronto is like central for transportation. Yeah.
And people are more willing to drive to a city like Toronto than to Niagara. You know.
And even if you're not driving, there's like the Go bus, the Go train.
Train.
There's like so many.
Accessible.
Yeah. That I think because I don't know, it would be hard for people to go somewhere. Like trying to find transportation.
الحاجة اللي
to, like,
حصلت
a
في أمريكا دي كانت أشبه بكده الناس لمت قروش ووفرت عربات ووفرت وسيلة نقل من مكان لمكان يعني ما في مشكلة لو أنت مستعد إنك تمشي نحن بنعمل نقطة بتاعت تجمع فأنت تعال هنا بناخدك من المكان ده ونمشي نعمل وقفة وبنجيبك راجع للمكان حقك. المسألة لو مسألة قروش محلولة أنا بشوف الناس ممكن تشيد وممكن تعملها والناس لو ركزت وخلت جهدها كله تكون في حاجة كبيرة لأنه الحاجة الكبيرة بتلفت انتباه الناس بتساعد في حتة التصعيد العالمي اللي هو ممكن يفيد شديد يصل البرلمان الحكومة الكندية تاخذ موقف 3-4 قنوات جات يتكلمن عن الحاجة دي مساعدتها بتكون كبيرة شديد.
But that's why it's important to be in cities like Toronto and Ottawa.
Like
Ottawa is
Hamilton
like the part,
Even Hamilton.
Yeah, yeah. Like these are important cities, and that's why I don't think they would get as much coverage though if it was somewhere like
Hamilton is a good city,
like Oakville
honestly,
or
too.
You know, there's like a CBC Hamilton.
Right now happening in St. Catherine هسه في NBA بتاع ألبرتا فقاعد في St. Catherine هسه right now برضه معاه ناس بيتكلموا زي 10 اختاروا 10 أشخاص عشان يتكلموا في الموضوع ده ويناقشوا برضه دي حاجة كويسة يعني وديم ساعة كده فالناس تناقش تقول حاصل شنو في فبرضه دي حاجة يعني معناها إن صوتنا بشنو بدأ
for sure.
It's all about being strategic.
But I feel like we have to plan something as youth. لأنه دائما اليوث لما نخش في الموضوع بيكون البلانينج is much better actually. يعني من الناس يعني في خبرة أكثر في البلانينج بتاع الايفنتس. الناس ممكن تعمل حاجة منظمة. يعني حاليا مثلا زي الحاجة اللي عملوها بنات الأحفاد اليوم كلهم مثلا لبسوا ثياب عملوا شغل جميل. يعني حاجة كانت يعني حاجة كانت جميلة ملفتة للنظر كده. فالشباب دورهم في الراليز زي دي بيكون جميل يعني إنه بيكون قادرين ينظموا حاجة برنامج يكون منظم بيقدر يعكسوا صورة لأنه الناس المشاركة في المظاهرات أغلبهم شباب. فلما يكونوا الشباب هم في الفرونت لاين هنا بيدعموا دي يعني نفسيا بتكون للشباب اللي هناك حاجة جميلة جدا. Yeah. In addition to the media coverage.
What do you have to say?
Yeah, so for our event, I wanted to try to contact like CBC or someone so that they can promote our event. I don't know, just try. But
Shout out.
hi. We're having an event Saturday, March 16th from 6:30 to 10 at 192 Spadina Lounge. It's Toronto. It's on Queen and Spadina. And we have a Facebook page. Can I send it to you?
Yeah.
It'll be on this event. Yeah.
They're parking over there or what?
I'm not sure if there's parking, but you can get there via bus. Yeah, but honestly,
there is parking.
Okay.
When I went with Lena, there was parking.
Okay, yeah. And also, if you guys want to like organize certain like every city, like even for the protest that's next week too, maybe carpooling. Like hey, like I'm leaving. I have this many spots. You know, like organizing it that way, it'll actually get people more interested in.
What time is it? 6:30 to 10.
Did you get a flyer? Oh, there are 2 more.
Let me know if you
We're
guys
like,
Let me know if you guys need a cameraman.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know. Do you know when the protest is?
Well, we can put it on the page as well.
Protest
and the one that's next week.
There's
we could also send that if we find it. Yeah. But anyways, so I wanted to create a fact sheet kind of so that I could send it to whoever, like CBC or whatever. Just kind of like create like a kind of like a media kit for them so that it's easier for them to like kind of digest the story. But do you guys know any specific facts of Sudan that I should include in the fact sheet when I send it to them? Like key information that people should know, kind of.
There are some pictures that Lila like someone posted it on their Instagram story. It's pretty much like bullet points or a summary of every important thing that can be used as facts for you to.
Okay.
If you want me to send it to you, I'll send that to you. But if you guys have any other points that you think are important.
If anyone can think of a few, we can pass them.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, for sure.
And I might like collect quotes from people after, because you all said pretty like valuable things as to why you care about what's happening in Sudan and stuff, and I think that would also be valuable to include, so that if they were to write a story about it, they have quotes to include in their written piece.
Sounds good.